Hello, welcome to Gen Z Finance. I'm an older Gen Z here on YouTube documenting my financial journey. It is the end of January, which means that it's time to do my end of month review and wrap up. I'm going to walk you through all of the steps that I go through at the end of every single month to close out a month and get ready and prepared for the next month. So let's jump right into it. On the screen up here, you can see the 7 steps that I take at the end of every single month. Steps 1 and 2 are to reconcile all the accounts both on budget and tracking. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm probably going to fast forward through most of this, but let's go to checking.
$2,000 cleared, $50 cleared, this cleared. Do you reconcile? Yes, 31303. Yes. Yes. So this cleared, and this cleared, and this cleared, which means my balance is 374.
So I have gone ahead and reconciled all of my on-budget accounts, and now we're going to go into my tracking accounts, and so this is how I deal with it. I have scheduled transactions for pretty much all of my contributions into my tracking accounts because those are all investments, and for the most part it is completely automated. So you can see I already have all of my 401k contributions. They've all been cleared. Okay, so according to my 401k website, my balance is $11,188.70. So I'm going to come to this add transaction. The date is going to be today. The payee will be the market. The memo will be loss because if you look up here, you can see that according to YNAB, my balance should be $11,305. But since in my 401k, it's only $11,100, that means that the value of what I had in my 401k went down this month, so I need to reconcile that. So it's going to be an outflow, and I will take 11,305.24 minus 11,188.70, and that is an outflow of $116.55 or 54 cents. So I'm going to save that, and then I can clear, and it's going to say, is your current account balance $11,188.70. It is. So now I'm going to do that for all of my other tracking accounts as well. Now for Vanguard, I'm going to clear that $500 inflow. So my clear balance in YNAB is $7,536.63, but it is actually less in my actual IRA. So that was a loss of $14.05 in that account for the month. For my FICA alternative plan, I did not have any contributions for the month, but again, I had a loss. So what's really in my account is $232.59. So I lost $2.30 there. And once again, record the loss. So we're going to say take the current YNAB balance of $2,598.31 minus what's really in my account, and I lost $39.79 this month. And then my HSA cash portion is $1,001 as always. So I'm going to come back to my list here and put a little check mark next to steps 1 and 2 because I have reconciled all of my on-budget and tracking accounts. Now it's time to actually look inside my budget and cover any overspending and move money around as I please. And I'm just looking at this available column and making sure there's not any red or orange coloring. So everything is either green or grayed out, and that is fine. So there is no overspending to cover, but I am going to take some time to see if I can move any money around. So for gas, if I jump into February, you can see I have $154.98. And my goal is to have no more than $100 in this category available to me at the beginning of any single month. The only thing I need to do is budget for anything that I spent last month in January. And so one of the great things about YNAB is they have these buttons over here on the right, and you can see this spent last month, 10/02. So if I click this, that will just change the budgeted amount from the $65 that I had budgeted, but I don't need all of that $65. I only need the $10 to get this balance back up to $100. So we move that money back into to be budgeted. I'm not going to move anything in food and drink or other as of now. I'm not going to move any money out of fun. Don't need to move any money out of gifts or family giving or random acts of kindness. Everything is good there. And then everything looks good underneath my sinking funds. So I think I'm going to take this $54.98 and move it to holding for now. Okay, so that takes care of step 3. Next, step 4 is to review my spending and savings for the month. So I like to go to the YNAB reports for that, and I prefer the income versus expenses, at least so you guys get a sense of my income for the month. So in January, in total, I brought in $3,068.53, and then for spending, I had my normal $400 for my monthly bills, 99 cents in subscriptions, and that's just Apple storage, and then $130 in annual subscriptions, and this was Netflix. I went ahead and paid for the entire year. And so in total, I spent $530.99 in the My Responsibilities category, but that annual subscriptions, that's not going to be an every month thing. Now under monthly varied. So I did actually spend $10 in gas, which is like incredible. And this is the first time I've bought gas since March of 2020 and included it in my gas budget. I have gotten gas since then, but that spending was tracked under like travel or special events because it was gas that I bought to go to a place or something. So it wasn't part of like my normal everyday spending. So in food and drink, you can see here I have this note that says no spend, and that was part of my efforts for the 34-day reset that YNAB was sponsoring. One of the rules was that you could not spend any money on eating out. I broke that rule to get ice cream, so that was $5.83. And when I started the YNAB Reset Challenge, one of the rules that I made is I'm allowed to spend money on anything that's an experience, and that if I don't spend money on this month, I will miss out on. So for me, that was more of an experience. It was a chance to get to see a friend that I don't get to see very often, and it was relatively cheap. We just got ice cream and got to talk for about 20 or 30 minutes, so I felt like that was worth it. And similarly with this $9.46 in other/miscellaneous, I purchased tickets to a virtual event, and if I did not purchase a ticket to that event when I did, I would have missed the event. The other/miscellaneous, you can see I have a note that I want that to be limited spending because that would be a lot of my unnecessary expenses, and this expense is probably unnecessary, but again, it was a ticket to a virtual event that if I didn't purchase then, I would have missed out on the event. So that was allowed in my rules. So in total, I spent $25.31 in monthly varied. Under giving, I spent $11 on gifts, and then I did do $25 in random acts of kindness. Next, we have my investing category, and in investments for this month, I spent $1,000, and that was split $500 to my Roth IRA and then $500 to my brokerage, which I was definitely not planning to contribute $500 to my brokerage this month. I didn't really have a plan at all for contributing to my brokerage this month. I just, as opportunities came up, I kind of did. And then before the third week of the month, I did go ahead and set up automatic scheduled transactions from my checking account into my M1 brokerage account to repeat every single Monday for $50. Going forward, it shouldn't be $500 every month. It's going to be more like $200 to $250, which is much more manageable for me. So all of these are just contributions to my index and chill pie on M1 Finance. I have talked a lot about M1 Finance over on my Instagram, so if you want more information, I would check out my Instagram at ZNEL Finance for that. But then you can see here on the 28th, I did go ahead and put $150 into my individual stocks pie to purchase some GME, and you can see that note, F Robinhood. I have, again, on my Instagram, I have a little story if you're interested in seeing some of my thoughts and actually kind of seeing the progression of my views on this entire GameStop situation. I have a whole story on my Instagram going over it if you're interested in that. And then under my sinking funds, you can see I had just under $70 on travel and trips for the month, and that included gas for the way there and back, and just snacks and food on the way back and forth. And again, that was allowed spending because it was an experience that if I did not get to do this month, I would have missed out on. Next, I spent $15 under this events and holidays, and that was just to buy a face mask that matches my bridesmaid's dress for my sister's wedding. And then $99 was spent for my business, and that was to cover the prizes for my 500 subscriber giveaway. I was finally able to get in contact with the winner, and I sent him his book, and he decided on Quit Like a Millionaire and then the 1 year of YNAB as well, and that worked out to $99.50, which is perfect because my giveaway for my 1,000 subscribers, which I'm really close to hitting, is going to be a $100 cash prize. So my 500 subscriber giveaway and then my 1,000 subscriber giveaway, the value of both is almost exactly the same. So in total, I spent $183.91 in my sinking funds for the month, which means for the entire month, I spent $1,700.76. That left me with a net of $1,292.32. And since my investing for the month is $1,000, it's actually really easy to calculate how much my spending was excluding that. So for the month, excluding investments, I spent $776.21. And seeing that at least 400 of that is just like the bills that I send to my mom every month, that means I really only spent like $376 on everything else, which I'm really happy about. I think that's a pretty good low spend month. If you're one of those people who likes the visuals and the pie charts, here's what my pie chart of my spending for the month looks like. Again, the investments took up over 50% of my total spending for the month. The responsibilities took up about a third, and then everything else is up here. So we completed step 4. Step 5 is to do a net worth check-in. I'm just going to do a quick net worth check-in because I think I will be posting a completely separate video going more in depth of all of my contributions and things like that. But if we look at the reports again and go to net worth, my net worth at the end of January is now $46,997.41. That's kind of annoying how close it is to being $47,000, just because I know the market did kind of bad the last like 2 or 3 days. So if the market had just done like a little bit better, all I needed was another like $2. That would have been really fun. But I'm really excited about the growth because from December to January, it grew by over $4,000. And I think I might be able to hit that $50,000 net worth by the end of February. Again, granted, seeing how the market does. And then here's all the activity in my investment accounts for the month. In total, including the losses for the month, my investments grew by about $2,834.04. And some of this wasn't actually my own contributions because I think I had 2 or 3 people use my referral link for M1. So that got me, I think, about $70 in extra contributions to my brokerage account that month, which is awesome. So if you're interested in trying out M1 for yourself, you can check the link in the description box below for a special offer they're running where we would both receive $30 once you contribute $100 to your account. And again, I'm going to go more in depth into my net worth and all of my specific investment numbers in a separate video. So we have completed step 5. Step 6 is to record any money wins for the month. So I'm just going to scroll up because I kind of have some of these already done. Here in the middle were my goals for the month. So my goal was to spend less than $1,250 for the month, not including any investments. I did reach that goal. The other goal was to participate in the 34-day reset challenge, and I did this challenge halfway. I'm going to give myself a B+ for that, just because I didn't really do the part of the challenge where you take the money that you didn't spend and put it towards a specific goal. I didn't really do that part of the challenge, but I did do pretty well with not eating out and not spending money on unnecessary things. And then the third goal that I had here, and that I'm happy to say that I completed, was setting up an investment calendar. I posted about this on my Instagram, and I'll actually go ahead and show you what it looks like. But this is to help me track all of the days that I'm investing into the market and what transactions of those are completely automatic and what is manual. So I have transactions set up for all of my automatic stuff, and then as the month goes on and I might do some manual investments, I can go in there and specify that. And so I completed that as well. And so that means we have completed step 6 of recording any money wins or important things of the month. And so for step 7, we can review next month's budget. With this, I just want to be aware of anything that might be coming up in February that I, again, need to pay particular attention to. I don't believe I have any annual subscriptions coming due. I already have all of my bills accounted for. I don't anticipate needing to spend any money on gas, dining out. I might spend some money in this other stuff miscellaneous category. And then I very rarely anticipate spending money in fun. This is just like if something does come up, at least I have $100 set aside for it. I really want to make sure I donate this entire $100 this month. Gifts, I shouldn't need to purchase any gifts this month. I still have $25 in random acts of kindness in case an opportunity comes up. I will be doing the $500 to my Roth IRA, and for my brokerage, there are 4 Mondays in February, so I will be doing $200 at least to my M1 brokerage account. I talked about this in my last video, but I'll probably submit my taxes about in mid-February. I think that's the earliest they are actually accepting taxes this year, and I currently only need to pay about like $65. So we'll just double check that I don't need anything else. And then probably at the end of February, I will move some of this $400 around after I have filed and gone ahead and paid my taxes. And I'm probably going to use some of this $150 for my business to fund the 1,000 subscriber giveaway that I mentioned earlier this video. I've now been using this new budget for a month, and you can see I still don't have an age of money or a days of buffering because I don't have enough cash transactions in YNAB yet. I have used my credit card quite a bit, but YNAB only averages the last 10 cash transactions you've had. So hopefully by the end of February, I have some numbers to start populating and that I can hopefully see rise over the course of this year. So that completes all of the 7 steps that I go through at the end of every single month. I know this seems like quite a bit, but if I wasn't filming this for you, this would probably take me at most 15 minutes at the end of every single month. But when I'm filming it, I talk more and it takes longer. But this is kind of what I recommend everyone at least goes through. Okay, so that's going to be it for this video. Let me know how your January went and if you're looking forward to February. I'm looking forward to February because it's a shorter month, and I like shorter months. I don't like 31-day months. It's just too many opportunities for things to go wrong, in my personal opinion. If you are interested in trying YNAB for yourself, I always have a link to a 34-day free trial in my description box. And if you use that link to actually sign up, you will get an extra month for free, and so will I. So it's a great way to support my channel if you're interested. As always, I hope y'all are staying safe and healthy and that you have a good rest of your day.